I don't know. Why would we do that?
Do we have a deal? Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Venom has become one of the most fascinating anti-hero franchises of modern superhero cinema, blending dark humor, thrilling action, and emotional storytelling in a way that makes it stand out from traditional Marvel films. The story of Eddie Brock and his alien symbiote is more than just about superpowers, it's about duality, identity, and the battle between chaos and control. With every new installment, the Venom series has managed to dive deeper into the complex relationship between man and monster, showing that sometimes the line between hero and villain is much thinner than it seems. The latest updates surrounding the Venom universe bring an exciting mix of expansion, evolution, and emotional depth, pushing both Eddie and his other half into uncharted territory. From the very beginning, Venom has been about transformation, not just physical but psychological. Eddie Brock, once a journalist whose life spiraled out of control, found his existence permanently intertwined with a living alien organism that gave him unimaginable power. But with that power came instability and chaos. Their bond has always been unpredictable, full of arguments, humor, and strange affection. The upcoming developments in the Venom storyline promise to explore that dynamic even further, giving fans both the explosive action they expect and the emotional complexity that makes their partnership unique. The relationship between Eddie and Venom is no longer just one of survival, it's a strange kind of love story, a bond that's both destructive and inseparable. The tone of the movie continues to evolve, blending elements of horror, comedy, and tragedy. Venom is not just a monster movie or a superhero flick, it's something in between. The dark humor that comes from Eddie and Venom's constant back and forth is perfectly balanced with moments of real tension and drama. Their arguments over morality, hunger, and humanity feel almost like a metaphor for inner conflict. Eddie represents guilt, ethics, and human vulnerability, while Venom represents desire, rage, and freedom from rules. Together, they form a living paradox that audiences can't look away from. This constant struggle keeps the story emotionally engaging while also fueling the action. The new chapter in Venom's journey dives deeper into his place in the world. He's no longer hiding from it, he's becoming part of it. After years of chaos and conflict, Eddie and Venom are forced to face questions about their purpose. Are they protectors, predators, or something else entirely? The upcoming storyline challenges their sense of identity as they encounter forces stronger and darker than ever before. The world around them is changing, and so is their bond. What was once a reluctant partnership has grown into a powerful symbiosis built on mutual understanding and a twisted sense of loyalty. Venom's evolution from an uncontrollable beast into something resembling a hero marks one of the most interesting character arcs in superhero storytelling. Visually, the movie is expected to push its limits even further. Venom's design continues to stand out as one of the most realistic and terrifying creations in superhero cinema. The black liquid texture, the razor-sharp teeth, and the monstrous grin all symbolize the chaos within Eddie's world. The film's effects have always emphasized the duality of beauty and horror, and the newest updates suggest even more visually stunning sequences that bring Venom's powers to life like never before. Whether it's the shape-shifting tendrils, the monstrous battles, or the quiet moments when Venom's reflection stares back at Eddie, every frame is designed to remind viewers of how powerful and unpredictable this symbiotic creature truly is. The action sequences are expected to be more visceral, emotional, and personal this time around. Venom's fight scenes have always been known for their fluid motion and brutal impact, showcasing the alien's raw power and animalistic instinct. However, the latest developments hint that the battles will carry deeper meaning, fights not just for survival, but for understanding and redemption. Eddie's human vulnerability remains at the center of every conflict, making the danger feel real and grounded. While Venom can crush enemies with ease, Eddie's emotions and moral choices create the true tension. It's not just about defeating enemies, it's about deciding what kind of monster they choose to be. The emotional layer of the story continues. to be one of the franchise's strongest elements. Behind the chaos and violence, there's a deep sense of loneliness. Both Eddie and Venom are outcasts, searching for belonging in a world that fears them. Their bond becomes a metaphor for acceptance of self and of others. Venom's constant struggle to understand human emotion contrasts beautifully with Eddie's inability to control his own. Together, they complete each other in a strange, dysfunctional way that somehow feels genuine. This emotional honesty is what keeps the audience connected to them, even when they're tearing through enemies or making morally gray choices. The humor remains sharp and natural, providing relief amid the darkness. Venom's sarcasm and childlike curiosity continue to balance Eddie's serious nature, making their interactions some of the most entertaining moments in superhero cinema. Their banter is not just comic relief, it's character development. Every joke, argument, and misunderstanding reveals how their relationship is evolving. The way they talk to each other like an old married couple who happen to share a body adds a layer of humanity to the otherwise monstrous story. It's this perfect balance of comedy and emotion that makes the Venom movies unique. One of the biggest draws of the Venom franchise is its world building. Each movie expands the universe in subtle ways, teasing connections and conflicts that make fans eager for more. The latest developments suggest that this world will continue to grow, possibly setting up bigger crossovers and introducing new characters that test Venom's limits. But even with the promise of expansion, the story remains deeply personal. Eddie's world may be filled with danger and chaos, but it's his personal journey, his moral struggle, his guilt, his redemption that anchors everything. Venom's world might be dark, but it's also strangely human at its core. The music and sound design play a massive role in amplifying the tension and energy. The heavy bass tones, eerie symbiote sounds, and rhythmic score make every moment feel alive. The contrast between silence and noise mirrors the balance between Eddie and Venom's stillness and chaos intertwined. The movie's audio landscape becomes a character in itself, pulling the viewer deeper into Venom's world. Every roar, growl, and whisper of the symbiote feels close, personal, and alive, creating an immersive experience that stays with the audience long after the film ends. Another layer that adds depth to the Venom universe is its exploration of morality. Unlike traditional heroes, Venom operates in shades of gray. He's not driven by justice but by instinct. His moral compass depends on Eddie's choices, and even those are often compromised. This blurs the line between right and wrong, creating a world where survival often comes at the cost of innocence. It's a reflection of how complex morality becomes when power is absolute. The story's willingness to embrace imperfection gives it authenticity. Eddie's journey isn't about becoming a hero, it's about learning to coexist with the monster inside, and that's a struggle every human can relate to in their own way. The visuals of the city remain a key part of Venom's identity. The dark alleys, neon lights, and rain-soaked streets mirror the internal chaos of Eddie's mind. The environment feels alive, almost breathing with the symbiote's energy. Every chase, fight, and quiet moment feels amplified by this atmosphere. The blend of gritty realism and supernatural horror gives the movie a tone that's both grounded and fantastical. It's not just another superhero setting, it's a world that feels dangerous and unpredictable, much like Venom himself. As the franchise continues to evolve, the creative direction points toward a more emotionally mature and visually daring approach. The relationship between Eddie and Venom will continue to serve as the heart of the story, but new conflicts will push them further than ever before. They'll be forced to make impossible choices, confront powerful enemies, and face the consequences of their past actions. Each new chapter is designed to strip away another layer of who they are, revealing the raw truth behind their bond. The audience can expect a journey that's not just thrilling, but deeply emotional. In essence, the Venom story has become a saga about transformation and acceptance. It's not just about a man who becomes something monstrous, it's about finding identity in the chaos. Every film builds upon this foundation, showing how power, fear, and love can coexist in the strangest of ways. Venom's world might be dark and dangerous, but within it lies a strange kind of beauty, the beauty of two beings who were never meant to coexist, yet somehow complete each other. The next chapter promises everything fans love about Venom: intense action, twisted humor, emotional storytelling, and stunning visuals. But beyond the spectacle lies a message about coexistence, self-acceptance, and the constant struggle between control and chaos. It's a reminder that even monsters can evolve, that redemption is possible even in darkness, and that sometimes the most human stories come from the most inhuman places. Venom's journey is far from over, and with every new step, he proves that being different doesn't make you weak, it makes you unstoppable.